Hey, it's White Boy Chris. If the Pat Downs ever made you laugh, then join our Patreon and support us. Get bonus content, a t-shirt, or an autographed copy of Rabbit, Miss Pat's autobiography. Visit MissPatComedy.com for the link to the Patreon, and while you're there, join our Facebook group.
Welcome to another episode of the Miss Pat I'm sorry. Welcome to another episode of the
This Miss Pat shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down Podcast with my brother Dion
Curry.
Did you say Cole?
I almost with Dion Curry, White Boy Chris, goddamn. And we here talking about all the accomplishment I done been through and what the hell it's been a year, y'all. It's been a fucking year, and I'm excited. And we're talking about it today.
You better get up, get out, and tune in to this podcast. This Pat spit the truth, spit the real fact. Nothing but the ugly, classy at the same time. Pat got the flavor, these are not your same lines. That's the politics, she been on the real grind. It could be pretty but ugly at the same time. Just tune in, put your lock on the spin down. Ain't no need for the wait and turn it up now. What you talking about? Is it real though? And cut the game, you get no play like Nintendo. You wasted time, turn it up, nothing but the ugly. Straight off the top, everything she say, you know it's funny. Full blast, this a taste of the future. Listen on your iPhone, on your desktop computer. Share it, tweet it, ain't no way to beat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it.
I gotta give a shout out to Phoenix, honey, because they showed the fuck out this weekend. We was at Stand Up Live, and when I tell you they came out like welfare checks was giving out, I'm sorry, PPP loan checks was giving out. They showed the fuck out. Thank you, Phoenix. And next week, I'm already sold out in DC. Thank you, DC. And my next stop is Austin, Texas. I'm so fucking excited. But I got some news I want to share. That because everybody knew I just moved back from Indiana to Atlanta. I just got booked, y'all, on a big show in Indianapolis with D.L. Hughley, Lil Duval, and Ricky Smiley, September the 24th at the Murat Theater in the Old National Center.
Can I get a free ticket?
Ain't shit free, but I'm coming home. White people, you don't ask for free ticket, Chris. Don't do that. Don't fuck up the white generation shit. I see what I can do.
Have you worked with? I know you've worked with Lil Duval before, or at least because you guys know each other. But have you worked with Ricky Smiley or DL before?
I've worked with DL, remember at Morty's, but I never worked with Ricky. I never worked with Ricky, so I'm excited.
Awesome.
I usually don't get put on shows like this, mainly because I try to stay alone, and I'm really building in the clubs. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the theater thing. I'm trying to move into theaters anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I work for a show around comedians, and I know guys that are doing theaters, and I'm like, why the fuck is Pat not doing theaters? Like, if that guy's doing theaters, Miss Pat should be doing theaters.
Well, mainly because I like the intimates of the club, and it's getting there where I'm beginning to move, and I'm talking to my people all the time about, oh, you got to go to theater. I'm like, I like talking to the fucking people. If I do a theater, I can't talk to the fucking people. They like, look here, bitch.
We want that commission.
Because I just truly believe that real stuff come from real people. And when you can have a real conversation with people, you'd be surprised with that spark in your head. You'd be surprised originality you just from hearing other people's problem, because they get in that damn line and they tell you all their problem. Like, you got time to fucking listen. Am I lying, Dion?
No, she's not lying.
You be like, bitch, I don't got time to hear all this shit. I'm trying to sell my motherfucking book. Can you move along? Oh, Miss Pat, how you blessed me, how you made my sex life better. How the fuck did I make your sex life better?
How did you?
But okay. I don't know. I guess with them
Pissy and Fishy inspired trips to the gyno.
Lots more sex. Lots of sex happening now that the UTIs have been discovered.
I guess so, but I don't know if a lot of sex is happening. It says, because they don't want women to get abortions no more, and poor white women who don't want to have babies have slowed down giving the white man pussy.
It's just butt stuff now.
Yeah, just Which
You can go the
fine.
Mormon route.
Just do a little soaking,
Yep. Have somebody jump on the bed.
What is the Mormons build furniture? You just want a bitch to paint tables?
No, that's Amish.
Oh,
Mormons are the one that ride their bikes.
I don't want to
and
hear.
knock
I
on
don't
the door.
want to hear. I don't want to fuck up Mormons and Amish. How the fuck I do that?
They dress alike.
Yeah, they look exactly alike.
No, because Mormons is the bicycle ride motherfucker
Yeah.
with the Bibles in their book bags.
Yes, with the black
And they be
ties.
would they be dressed to a T, and they have on church shoe with them fucking bicycle with you know those paddles with the spikes in it, so it'll stick in your shoe so your feet don't slide off.
Yes, the pedaling.
Them
Yeah.
those are the paddles on the Mormon bicycles. Because I was watching one day, and I was like, he gonna kill his fucking self with them church shoes on, riding a goddamn bike. But then I realized he had a spike thing that stick in the bottom of his shoe, so as he ride, the little tassel on the front of the shoe can wave back and forth in Jesus' name.
Do they even make those shoes with tassels anymore?
I seen Jordan with a pair of penny loafer with no penny in the loafer. I got so mad at him. I was like, nigga, what's the purpose of wearing penny loafer if you're not gonna put the brown penny in the fucking loafer? The penny make you sharper than a motherfucking cent.
Maybe he didn't have any clean pennies. Just them old ass
Yeah. Who has a penny anymore?
dirty Lincolns.
Journey
You
Lincoln.
used to walk around and find a penny on the ground. You can't find that shit no more.
No. It's like hard for homeless guys too. When I walk around downtown, they're like, "Can I have $1?" I'm like, "This is a cashless society. You're gonna have to get Sprout or whatever that thing is because I don't have it."
They got Cash App now.
Every time,
Would you like
every
the
time,
podcast, nigga? Hold on.
No, we heading to the barbershop.
All right, bye, big head. They head to the barbershop. They going to cut one of them nicks off of him.
They're not miracle workers.
What was you saying?
I said every time I was driving a set, there was a crackhead at the exit picking up change. Just random, different crackheads, always picking up change.
There's
I'm
a
like, please let this light be green by the time I get to it.
there's a house of, I think it's like a halfway house thing, kind of half a block down, and every single time I leave my doors unlocked accidentally in my car, he goes through my, I know it's him because we've got him on video. He steals all my change. Like,
You nice.
I know, I keep
You
putting
nice.
change in there for
I will
him.
literally put a rat trap in that motherfucker. When he stick his hand there for that chain, that nigga come up with all his 4 finger bent back like high heel shoes.
I need to have Quisha send me a contraption. I know she's got something.
Nigga, I wish you would have. You got him on tape and you still didn't have him arrested.
I once caught a guy breaking into my car for the change.
He's a nice
And I was
guy.
like-
He doesn't take anything. He just takes like whatever pennies are in there. What'd you do when you caught him?
The guy I called was like, man, if you'd have asked, I'd have gave you all that. Now I need you to put it back. He's like, come on, man. I was like, nah, you turn my dome light on and everything. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to steal in the dark. You don't steal with the light on.
You should say, nigga, my battery cannot handle this dorm light. Now I need to jump off because you're here stealing 35 cents. Do you know what kind of car you just broke into? That's why I ain't locked the door. The shit ain't even breakable in.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I keep my doors unlocked. There's nothing in my car worth taking other than a little bit of change. But
Yeah.
I caught him, and when he saw it, he was like, "Is your car?" Like, what difference does it make? It's not yours. Get out of there.
He was asking if you're going to shoot him.
Like, you just gonna ramble through my shit?
I told him, I was like, man, I'll buy you something to eat if you're hungry.
What
Because
you
we were
say?
down, this is in Broadway. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, just stop stealing, man. People, you might get hurt. I took him to Brothers and got him some breadsticks and stuff. I talked to him.
You didn't
but
take him to
I was like,
Kilroy's? You got him the cheap ass shitty breadsticks, not the Kilroy's breadsticks?
Hey, man, he was stealing from me, okay? You don't get.
That's what a nigga get when they're stealing from you. You want him to get the good breadstick. The nigga didn't ask for the money. He was in my car about to take a nap and buy a coffee with my money. So no, he don't get the good coffee and the breadsticks.
Right.
I truly understand.
If he was robbing for me, then yeah, I took the kill.
You can get them cheese-filled breadsticks.
I seen on Facebook where one lady opened up the car and that man was sleeping in her car. And she's like, what the fuck you get in my car? He's like, thank you for a good nap. He just stepped out like, nigga, if you go in my car, it's newer, so it's gonna go off like a motherfucker, first of all. So, and I hope I don't live nowhere, motherfucker, just open your door.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's different, like living downtown now, there's kind of down on your luck people that are nice and just, trying to get by. And then there's like, I was on a walk the other day and this lady just started.
On a walk?
I was screaming, I'm going to fucking shoot you. I know you can hear me. And I could hear her through my headphones. I was like, I need to start running. Wish I knew how, but those are the people that you need to watch out for. The guy's stealing 35 cents. Oh, well.
He would have got, he'd have been boogieing in his Brooks.
I was freaked out. And then there was a closed gate on the White River Parkway. I had to turn around and walk past her again. And I'm like, oh, please don't fucking shoot me for real.
What was you doing out there, playing like you were exercising?
Yes. I'm trying to stay alive and look healthy. I'm not going to be healthy, but at least I can try and look it.
What are you doing, Pat?
She's thinking about how she wants to be mean to me. She wishes Nikea were here and I'm standing Nikea, about to get called a half-brain bitch.
I was thinking if you tuck in your cheeks like this, you could actually lose weight. See, they so fat they can't even go in like a fish.
No, we're both fucked. McDuffin's gonna fuck us over now.
No, I can do it. You look like a catfish. So we was me and Dion and Vince was in Phoenix this week. Oh my God. I've never felt heat like that. I'm so glad they did not have slaves in Phoenix. Oh my God, the black population would be no more. It was so fucking hot. And then when we left the club, the wind was blowing for no reason. Nigga, my eyelashes just folded up and laid out. It was the worst heat I ever felt in my life.
You turn the corner, leaving, and it's just wind from nowhere. Hot as hell. Just blowing in your face.
All weekend, I went up on stage and said my panty liner had turned into a Huggy. That's how much sweat there was between my legs. I mean, I was changing panty liners in that motherfucker like I had a Colosopher bag. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's a Colosopher bag.
What is a Colosopher bag?
That piece of shit bag you keep in your pocketbook.
So the professor of Colossus? What is it?
That bag people be shitting in, they keep it in their purse.
A colostomy.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
They don't keep it in their purse.
That colostomy bag, man, it was so motherfucking hot. I mean, it was miserable. It just felt like motherfucker was holding on to me. I felt the dead spirits trying to get the Florida out of Phoenix.
What?
I've never in my life you wake up and you go at 2:00 in the morning. It's 108 degrees, and they just walk. They walk around like it's okay. That shit should be against the fucking law.
Yeah, it's 101 there right now.
Oh, and you feel it. I'm like, it's like the sun. I think the sun is about 6 feet over their heads in Phoenix.
But it's got 28% humidity. So, like,
no, it's still hot, bro. It's still hot.
Telling you. Listen to me. You ever seen the sun come down to the earth? I mean, real close, like 6 feet, like maybe 8-10 feet over.
I weirdly know exactly what you mean. Yes.
That's the type of heat they had. I mean, it was so uncomfortable. I ran out of underwear. I literally been washing my underwear on my hand because I can't keep them dry.
How do they smell?
We ain't gonna talk about that, but they smell like dust mites.
How low her voice. Can't talk about that.
They literally smelled like dust mites. I couldn't get this smell off me. I mean, that was taking 2-3. It was so fucking. It was at the point where I was gonna skip shaving. I just went on ahead and shaved hair off my arm, my kneecaps, my toes. Nigga, I left so much gorilla hair back at that hotel.
What was your thinking process? That somehow you're going to get cooler if you were...
Can you not say gorilla hair, please?
What's wrong with gorilla hair?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, just give the racist fuel. See, she called herself a gorilla.
I didn't say I was no gorilla. I said gorilla hair.
They're the only ones that have gorilla hair.
Hmm?
Gorillas are the only animal with gorilla hair.
Oh, but it was hot. It was so hot, Chris. I was so goddamn miserable. I'm like, this cannot be real.
And when we were doing the t-shirts, when we were selling the merch, like the space they had for us didn't have any air conditioning or fan either. So you would get all these people coming out after the show, and it was just so hot. Man.
Oh, God.
It was unbearably hot. And she was taking pictures of all them people. Ooh. See, I didn't have to get close. I don't know if you smelled
I love
anybody
my
or not.
fans. I mean, they came out to see me, so I could, no matter how hot I was, I just said, get your camera ready. I'm going to suffer through this shit. The last 2 shows over 350, 400, and probably 150 of them stayed for pictures. I mean, I'm thankful, but I was like, nigga, I know they ain't got no monkey pops down there. That son done killed that goddamn monkey pop. Ain't no such thing in no motherfucking monkey pop in Phoenix. If it is, that son gonna bust all them little blisters on your motherfucking ass.
I keep seeing video of the monkeypox. It's so gross looking. It looks like it hurts so bad.
It's not fatal though, is it?
No.
It's not killing people.
It's like that thing I had in the back of my head this year.
Okay.
It's really
You
painful.
probably had monkey pops.
I might have been patient 0.
That wouldn't surprise me if you were the reason. It would not surprise me at all.
Oh my God. It was this man that tried to heckle me in the audience. Oh, tell him, Dion.
She was killing this man. He was shouting out the whole show. I just ignored him. I only had 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, whatever. But he wanted to be. It was like he was the only person in the room. You know those people who think they can talk to you like it's a conversation. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
And I said, okay. What did I call him?
You called him a bunch of shit. I think his name was Jermaine or George, something like that.
He looked like he chewed firecrackers for a living. he was fucked up. And then I called him Jerome. And then I called him Show Enough. And then I told the girl, I said, you know what? I feel sorry for you because I've had to sell pussy to them type of men too. And you had to keep your word to go out on a public date with this nigga. So I understand your pain. Oh, he was so ugly. He just kept yelling out. And his friend was standing up clapping for me. I'm like, set your ass down too. But I had to drag this. And I said, y'all do not holler out at me at shows. I grew up the musty kid in school. So I've learned how to Joan to get a nigga off.
Still are in Arizona. Sounds like you're still the musty kid in Arizona.
Exactly. And I had to give it to him like hard dick too. Oh. I had to give it to him. I was not playing with that ugly motherfucker hollering out at me. I'm like, do I come to your job and fuck with you? But it was a fun show. It was Phoenix. That was my first time at that club, and I cannot wait to return.
That'd be a great web series, like Undercover Boss, but just you showing up to somebody's job to heckle them that has heckled you in the past. Like we just show up with a camera.
I would love to. I'm telling you, this man worked at Walmart in the automotive. When they drain the oil out the car, it go down their throat.
He takes the lug nuts off of his teeth.
Yes, I'm telling them the type of teeth. His teeth look like a foot scraper at a foot shop, at a nail shop. He looked like he eat butt, suck toes, and everything. He was getting on my motherfucking nerves. But overall, Phoenix was great, and I'm
You
I'm
had
in LA.
the show before that. The show before that, you had that Mexican man who said his girl was whitish.
I'm like, sir, how the fuck is your wife whitish? Fuck that's supposed to mean? And they got 8 babies. Come to find out, she only had 2. He had all the rest of the kids because he was Mexican, so he was just slinging burrito dick all through Phoenix. I assume. Like, can you put some salsa on that dick and slow down, sir? So I'm here in LA for the premiere of the Miss Pat show. So we got a big premiere this week.
Yeah.
And we here
on Sunday? Or no?
No, the premiere is Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday, the 10th.
Yeah, and then the show comes out on the 11th. But I'm gonna give it to you, crack babies first. BET is releasing the first episode of the Miss Pat show on August 10th. They're not gonna announce it. You gotta go to your fucking TV and keep your TV on BET Plus. I think it's gonna come on at 8:00, but I'm gonna find out and put it in the pat down. Make sure you're watching out for the Miss Pat show for a sneak preview. They're gonna show you some episodes before, and they're not even gonna edit it.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yes, they're giving you the real fucking deal on BET.
Oh, I can't wait to see you in front of the FCC. Your Honor. You know Johnny Cochran's dead, right?
What the fuck is FECC gonna do to me?
Well, I mean, is there a lot of cursing and all that in it?
It might be, but so they curse.
Is it going to be the first episode of the second season?
We don't know.
Okay,
I think it's going to be the first episode. I think it's going to be the first episode, which is really good. It's the one when I was on Trevor Noah last week where they showed a little clip.
Yeah. How was the Daily Show?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, I usually don't get fanned out about anybody because this shit is just work. But I gotta say, I was a little fanned out for Trevor Noah. I was like, I'm on the Daily Show. And you know, all of this shit is just work to me. So to me, people always say you never get a chance to enjoy what you do. And I don't, because I just say, oh, another gig. I do and keep it moving. But with Trevor Noah, I took a minute to step back and say, I'm on fucking Trevor Noah show.
Yeah. And you have a certain smile when you're a little like starstruck or kind of like a shy look to you. And that's how you looked in the pictures, kind of just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here right now. Because usually you own every room you're in, but then there's occasionally where you're just like, oh my God, this is Howie Mandel. It was cute. You'd see it in the pictures, you were a little like, holy shit.
I was a little faster. I was. He came into the green room and I had everybody there. And he was like, you know, Miss Pat, we just gonna have a good time. And I'm like, Nick. You know, all accomplishments. I look back over my career, the last 20 years, and the last 5 years has just been out of control, going up. And you know, I try not to really look back, because when I look back, I kind of get an emotion. So I just always try to look forward and look at it as being work, you know, because as long as I feel like I don't have it, I always got something to work towards. That's the way I live. When you start to get comfortable in what you have, then to me, your work ethic slacks. So I've trained myself to say, and my husband say, is you ever going to get enough? It's not about getting enough. It's always about getting better with me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have the time to baste in the stuff that I do. I don't have the time to brag about the stuff that I do. It's just work. It's a puzzle out there that I have and we all have in our lives. It's up to you to place the correct pieces of that puzzle to put your life together. Some of us walk away from the puzzle. Some of us just throw all the pieces on the puzzle. And some of us take the time to put the pieces in the correct spot on the puzzle. And so that's what I look like every accomplishment I do. Oh, bam, that fit. Oh, bam, that fit. But with Trevor Noah, I held that piece out a little long and said, nigga, I got to put this piece down and I'm happy. And I put it down. Just
How
a
much
little
time did
piece
you
of-
get to spend with him?
That was a 3-minute interview. I talked to him a lot, like, off stage, and then he came back about 5, maybe 8 minutes to the dressing room. Very nice. And it made me realize, me staying true to who I really am and believing in myself. And this shit is starting to pay off. My show is on BET Plus where industry and people have a tendency of ignoring you. And I look at all the accomplishment of the show and how good the show is that all of us, my punch-up team, my writers, everybody, we work really hard to make sure we get recognized. And I had to take a moment to say, first season, and you already nominated for an Emmy. And it's not even about the Emmy to me. It's about getting the industry to say, hey, we might be on this little boat, but nigga, we here to compete. We're here. This show is just as good as the ones on ABC, CBS, NBC, and any other. All you got to do is take time to watch it. But, they felt like, because a lot of time they feel like because you over here on this streaming platform and it's not talked about a lot, they want to look the other way. So that's my whole Trevor Noah speech. It made me realize, the work is beginning to pay off.
And it seems like because you work hard, people trust you more and give you more opportunities. They can rely on you.
I never do this. It's never about the money for me. It's about the art. Even with my comedy, I try, like Jordan loved to see me ad-lib. And I will say this, I'm a beast when I ad-lib. But I also like structured comedy. Because sometimes nobody wants to come to pay to see you, just hear you talk to a fucking audience. I'm a storyteller, so I think I should work on my craft to tell really good stories. I go in and out of my set, but ad-libbing is never going to be something that I'm totally going to always do.
You're too quick. Your brain works too quick.
Yeah, and it'll burn. I can actually burn myself.
Yeah.
So
what's
Yeah, like
Go ahead, Dion.
like when you were joning on that guy last night, like that was probably 10, 15 minutes. The crowd was loving it. But I could tell you were like, nigga, I don't want to be doing this. I want to be telling my jokes.
Yeah, and it takes you a minute to settle that audience back down because you could have, I was saying some crazy shit. So I had to really settle the audience back down and make them, now I'm going back to the structure shit, which is all worth it. It all worked. It's just a lot of work on my behalf. As my brain is going and I'm trying to remember the next piece that, tweet, joke in, remember tags, but I'm out here tearing this nigga ass up who done took me all out the set. So a lot of time I come back and say, what was I saying before I had to kill this nigga here?
I've heard you say that. Why do you prefer, some people do a lot of crowd work. Why do you prefer the structured stuff? Is it because you've worked on it and it's a craft?
I prefer the structured stuff because I'm a storyteller. And I think my stories that I tell about my life or whatever is way more interesting. Hold on one second. Hello.
Hey, all right,
Damn.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Yeah, I got to tell my husband that was a concrete guy. What was your question?
I guess, when did you become a storyteller? When did you realize you were a storyteller, and why do you prefer that over... because you're really, really, really funny off the cuff. We see it with IKEA.
Because like I said earlier, I got so many stories to tell, and when you're telling stories, it's such a craft to telling stories. You want, the biggest accomplishment I can ever get when people can visualize what I'm saying, and that shit takes work. Because you've seen people with a good premise, but don't know how to put that shit into a good story so people can visualize it. So you be saying this and then go over here, you got people confused. Comedy is like watching TV. If you're doing it the right way, that people can be so intrigued, they go into your world. They can see everything you're talking about. And I'd rather people remember me by that than me coming off the cuff, joining the nigga with a motherfucking dreads with the top of his hair missing with an ugly ass shirt, and he looked like he bite firecrackers for a living.
Did you grow up around a bunch of people who told a bunch of stories, and that's sort of where you learned it, or did you learn it over the last few years as you done comedy?
I grew up around people who told a bunch of lies, and those are the best storytellers.
Full of shit people, right? Yeah, I was married once,
but I got a lot of it from studying Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor and Chris Rock and stuff like that in the beginning. Nobody taught me how to tell a story like Richard Pryor did. And Bill tells the best fucking stories. I know everybody, he got his faults and shit like that. But I went to go see Bill Cosby live one day, and I remember him telling a story about chicken and dressing. And it was so fucking good. When I left, I told Cortland, I was like, Bill Cosby charged all that goddamn money for 45 minutes. He was like, bitch, we've been here 2 hours. I said, we have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw him live too.
You good.
He was so good when I saw him live, and he was in his later years too. And they always say that, like, imitate the people that you want to be, and then eventually you find your own voice.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should probably start wrapping up since you're sleepy.
Oh, I just got to LA this morning, so we had a long night last night in Phoenix. We didn't leave out of there for 2:00. We just running our fucking mouth, and then my flight was at 5:00. So a bitch ain't ready to went to sleep. Shit, but that's the hustle of life. I'm not gonna complain. It's life. It's work. I do this because, for one, I love doing what I do. Two, I just love seeing. I am a kid that grew up with no love. So to be able to see so many people that gives a fuck about Miss Pat, that means a lot to me. And when I write a joke, and when I go out and I perform an hour for so long, I work my ass off to get that next hour, not for me, but for the people, because I don't want the people to pay for me to be repeating the same old bullshit, because I care. I remember when I shot that Netflix special, I was going on the road, and people was like, "Am I care? Oh, you can just tour with that." People do it. I said, "No, I would not. I would not do this to these people. They can click on Netflix and see this shit any motherfucking time." What I would do is I would find something else. It just so happened, I remember my daddy dying, and that gave me all the material, the first 20 minutes of my set. So that's what comedy is to me, because I love comedy, and I love the people who take out the time to see me.
Are you kind of excited that you're done shooting and you can get back on the road a little bit more?
Oh my God, I'm so fucking happy to be back on the road.
Jordan is about to steal this new hour she's doing.
Why? For season 5?
We ain't gonna say what it's for. Yeah, he came to me the other day. He's like, I'm gonna need that new material you got. I said, no, fuck you, I ain't motherfucker. Nigga, I just wrote this shit. He's like, I've already mapped it out. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. I was like, oh my God, let me get the right. That's the crazy part about having a TV show, and it being so real to who the star is that he can hear me, and then he can write damn near a whole season. So he come to me the other day and he said, that new material you got, I'm gonna need it because it's the next season. What the fuck are you?
Why don't you tell him
about?
to listen to the podcast? I can't believe he's never listened to the podcast. He can steal these stories. Tell him to leave your comedy act alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say you're going to do something, nigga, because you getting on my motherfucking nerve. I said I can tour for a while if you leave me the fuck alone.
Episodes 5 through 99 of this show will do him fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I said you can't have it. I said, so I'm fighting them for it now. That's why my ending changed for my special, because we ended up putting it in the show. Remember that, Dion?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the picture of you and Jordan is so cute. This picture, it looks like he's about to get that tank of gas.
He just popped up. That's my partner in crime. I cannot lie. That is my fucking partner in crime. I hope we one day work together again after the Miss Pat show. But it's nothing like being able to work with somebody and you end up adding that person to be a part of your family. And I really love this kid. I mean, we never hang up without saying I love you. And that's what I didn't have a family, but I do collect people. Like, I consider you guys my family. Sometimes I'll be like, I love you, Chris. I love you, Dion. That's what I do, because y'all are part of my family. The family that I created for myself, not the motherfuckers I was born into. And, there's not a day that goes by. I talk to Nick Jordan almost every fucking day. Just about like I used to talk. I talk to you guys at least a few times a week.
Yeah. I miss you. I'm glad that you're done with the TV show because I miss talking to you. So, I missed seeing you and spending time with you guys. And like I said, I can't wait to podcast with you guys. We'll definitely have to podcast when you come to Indy. And we should get Jordan back on the podcast too, because Jordan's a storyteller too. When he was on for the bonus episodes, he tells a great story, and he just has that brain that just naturally flows out of him.
Yeah, so it's he's great. When he posts that picture, I was like, why would he post a fucking picture of us? But his mind is always running, and we're good together. I don't know how many more seasons we got on the Miss Pat show, but one thing I can say is you never can believe when when somebody else is trying to shit something, your dream down. Just believe that it's going to happen. Because we had so many no's. Oh, so many people thought it wasn't going to work. Dude, we just taped our third season. And we talking about other shit with it. So, and I remember I remember me and Jordan made this bet. We said, we just want to get on TV. And we're going to do 5 seasons and we're going to quit. And I asked another day, I said, I think we done got ourselves into some bullshit. I said, I think we done got caught up over here, Jordan. This ain't what we said we were going to do.
Of all the people that you've had before him, I mean, to see the struggle of you trying to find somebody who understood you and wanted it to do it the way you wanted it, and then you bumping heads with those people, and then you met Jordan, and it was just like an instant, oh, yeah.
You knew instantly. You knew from the beginning.
It was like, oh yeah, me and this kid can work together, and like he really understood how to portray your story in a way that you might not know how to write it or present it for TV. But he was the visionary, but he was also able to understand you. Like you guys clicked on a whole nother level. Which was I was so happy that you found somebody who got it the way you got it. Like he could see it the way you see it, and he understood it.
Jordan also has something to say, but he doesn't try to trump you and override you. It doesn't like he honors you and your vision, and you share kind of that same like spirit of Norman Lear and I Love Lucy and all. Like I don't know, it's been great to watch because he doesn't. He definitely wants to achieve something with the show, but he's not at the expense of you and your story.
Yeah, and that's what I love about him. He takes a part of my life, and it'll be the A or the B story, and he crafts it. Even with the pain in it, and he'd be like, "This is what we're gonna do with it," and I'm like, I've got to the point like, whatever you want to do. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want to do. Just get me the strip so I can learn the fucking lines and I don't fuck Tammy. Tammy be looking like, bitch, it's Tuesday. You ain't learned these lines. I'm like, why are you off book? Tammy with acting is like a Mexican. Baby, she get it done. I be like, Tammy, it's Wednesday. Why the fuck are you off book? We got 2 more practice days.
She's everywhere. I'm starting to see her everywhere.
Her new show is fucking hilarious. Oh my God. It's Caught in the Act on VH1 on Mondays night. Oh, if y'all haven't seen it, please go watch Tammy Roman new show. Hilarious. I was just watching it on YouTube today. Man, nigga, I was in the airport screaming. I was like, this shit is fucking crazy. It is.
I just saw
crazy.
a clip of her at a dinner table with 3 other women, and one of them wanted to fight, and then Tammy just started bust out laughing. I don't know what show it was. It was just a clip I saw on Twitter, but the way Tammy was laughing was like you had told a joke on set. The way she was laughing in this girl's face about wanting to fight her, and the girl goes, I don't know why she's laughing.
I mean, she is just so fucking. She's so good. She's so fucking good. Her new show had me, and I was because as we were coming out, I was so busy trying to do this overall and doing all this other stuff. So my husband been recording it, but today I was able to catch it on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, this fucking show is hilarious. It is hilarious. It shows her in such a, her own element. That's her element, that type of shit. And then she come back and she do the Miss Pat show, and she come back and then she play these other characters. I want to see Tammy play a low down dirty mama. That's what I want to see.
She's so good. Of all the cast members that you have, I feel like she fits the character better than everybody.
She
just really nails Denise's character.
And the
she should have been nominated for best supporting actress in a TV show.
The social media clips, the social media for the Miss Pat show has been awesome, by the way. It's really funny stuff, really well done. Like all the promos for the Miss Pat show on August 11th. And they had one where they were asking, how would Miss Pat react to X? And her answers were so fun. You'll have to go to Miss Pat's Instagram and find it, but she was like she shines in everything she does.
She does. She really do. She really fucking do. And I love working with everybody. I mean, it's nothing like being able to work with a cast of people and you feel like it's no competition and it's all out of love. And, if y'all don't do shit, if or when we can come back for the 4th season, y'all gotta get to Atlanta to watch this shit tape live before it wraps its very last episode one day. I mean, it is the most fun you will ever fucking have with Miss Sophia. Oh my god!
You opened the show. It's sounding like Miss Sophia. Dude. It is the best time. It is so fun and the energy is great. It was such a great experience. And I think it's free, right? Are the tickets free?
They're free.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it if you can make it out there.
If you want to have a time of your life, come see the Miss Pat show. If or when we come back for a 4th season, it is so fucking fun. You feel like, I mean, it's a place to be on a whatever night we tape, because we tape different nights. We tape different fucking nights. But other than that, life is good. I'm here in LA for the premiere, and they're giving me a real fucking premiere. We got Associated Press coming out, Variety, Deadline. It's gonna be kind of cool. We working each and every day with this show to get more and more recognition over to the platform that we on. To say, hey, we here. We here to create good shit, and that's what we out here doing.
It's one of those things where, when you got to indie, you had a lot of negativity surrounding you as far as the comics and the scene. And for you to go from there to an Emmy-nominated TV show, I love that for you, how you never let the negative things that people say or do to you, block your shine. I'm so jealous of your ability to do that, to not let things beat you down like that. Because, I was there with you and defending you, and I was like, y'all crazy. Miss Pat is awesome. Y'all might not understand how she does things, but there's no malice behind it. And coming from Morty's and how Eric treated you to now being premiering season 2, having season 3 already wrapped, and you got other projects that you're working on. You got your own Netflix special. You're on The Daily Show. It's just for me, seeing you rise above those hurdles in your life is just amazing. I'm super proud of you for it.
And I don't know why no comic like me. Well, I do know why, because none of them was funny, but Dion. Today.
They didn't know how to handle. She was the only black female comic in the scene. They did not know how to handle her.
And I'll be honest, when I got started with this, a lot of those people were like, "Watch your back." And Miss Pat has never been anything but great, familial, showing up, screaming it. And early on, I was like, "Why are you screaming at me?" But she was treating me like a nephew, and it was, and I just feel so honored to be a part of the family and and all that. And you've never been anything but great. And like the first time you and I actually talked was I taped your acting coach, and I met you at Bob and Tom and taped a scene, and you were so freaked out about your acting ability. And because you were like, this is just isn't gonna happen. I'm never going anywhere. I'm like, you just were a little down on yourself that night. I'm like, you have a great story, tons of talent, and so yeah. I mean, just to be able to watch you the last 3.5 years has been absolutely amazing. Almost 4 at this point. So
and it is so much more stuff coming down the pipeline.
Because you've grown in your ability, like as you've gotten more in your own abilities. I think acting, and maybe you can say yes or no to this, nailing acting and feeling confident in acting has given you confidence in a bunch of other areas too.
Yes. You know, one of the things that I struggle with that I never talked about in the beginning was I struggled with the fear of being famous. I wanted the recognition, but I did not want to be famous. And it's like an anxiety when you know you about to get something, but you really don't want it. Have you guys ever been there before?
Yeah.
Or you know something is about to happen, but you wish you could stop it. And I tell you, and I don't tell many people this, I tell you when my book was up for the NAACP Image Award. So I'm online one day looking, and it says, to win the NAACP Image Award, you got to get people to vote for you. And at the time, my Crack Baby was over 10,000 people. I never posted it. And really? I remember going to that award, and I knew I wasn't going to win because I didn't tell anybody we could post it. I saw the people who I was up against, they was posting it. I don't think I would probably say I didn't want the award. I was good with the nomination. And I remember sitting there with Quisha. She was like, how you didn't win? And I was like, I don't know, but I didn't tell anybody. So it was a fear there for me of having all eyes on me in situations. And I just wanted to do my comedy. I mean, I didn't expect to do all of this shit to happen. So I just told myself one day, I said, it's going to happen as long as you keep doing it. So you got to figure out how to break this fear. So I prayed about it. And then I told my husband. And he was like, you're not the only person that's been scared to be famous before. You're not the only person that's been scared to, achieve big things in their life. A lot of people like to go up under the radar. And I'm one of them. And I just prayed about it. I had that talk with my husband, and I fought that wall down in my life that said it's okay if people notice me. Because I think when you've been through shit in your life and you start to get people noticing you, it's almost like going back to school. You don't want to be talked about. Yeah. I don't want to be talked about. So releasing big things allow people to give me their opinion. Like releasing that Netflix special would allow people to say I'm not funny. And when people are like, why you not excited? Because you got a Netflix special. But in my head, that fucking demon that people beat me down with was saying, they're going to talk about you. They're going to judge you. And that's the fear I had to, every time I do something big, I have to continue to get over that fear. And one of the things that was building that fear in me is reading people reviews. I had to learn not to read that bullshit.
All the Corco fans.
I had to learn not to read the bullshit because that shit was keeping me from becoming a person that I know I could become.
Okay, that makes sense because early on in this podcast, you call me and you'd be a little upset about like a podcast review, and I'd be like, who gives a fuck? Like, who cares what some basement dweller that makes memes of people thinks?
Well, it's like for me, I've worked my whole, I used to want people to like me. I've always had that outer exterior where I don't give a fuck, but that person deep down in me do give a fuck. Did. Now the new me, I don't give a fuck what you write because I ain't gonna read it in the motherfucking way. Fuck your review. I'm at that point in my life now, but I wasn't 10 years ago or 5 years ago when this shit started to take off. I cared about what Average Joe wrote about me. Like I just was on there looking at a review. Somebody was like, she's obese. I said, nigga, I got money. I should be obese. I'm eating good. And I almost wrote that.
You don't. You did. You just coined the word obese about yourself. You shouldn't have done that. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But stuff like that, reviews anyway hurt people's feelings. But I just had to come to the thing is, I had just to come to realize that I am a talented person, and these are the things that God is blessing me with. So why am I fighting Him? And it wasn't easy. We all got demons. We all got issues. I mean, I'm human. And that's why I like talking to the average person, because it let me know what I'm going through, or what I speak out of my mouth I'm going through. Is people out there going through it too. And we can all heal together.
Yeah. I remember probably 10, 12 years ago, you would call me every now and then. I don't think this is any good. I'm like, Pat, what the fuck are you talking about? Where is this coming from? It would just be, it sounded crazy to me that you didn't see yourself the way everybody else saw you. And, I think most of that is childhood trauma, but
yeah,
from the point that you are now, I think you see at least a little bit how much everybody like enjoys what you do at the level that you do it at. Like, especially with the show, like, when you broke the app, like that should have told you, like, no, people really do rock with you. I mean, you got of all the famous people that I can think of, you and Beyonce have like the craziest fucking fans. I can't think, like, you guys are one and two. Like, they will do whatever whatever you say, hey, I need y'all to help me with this. They go hard for you. Like, that is,
And I think that's kind of why those comedians didn't like you, is because a lot of those guys are fucking broke dick going nowhere. And some people just don't like people that are successful or that they know can be successful, and they want to tear you down to keep you at their level. And like, if you try to push,
it was definitely some jealousy.
Yeah. I mean, even at that early embryonic stage, it was clear, holy shit, she's really good. And that people just don't like when you're good or competent or smart or better looking or, have a big penis.
My favorite. What would you know about that?
I've seen the sweatpants.
My favorite thing about first meeting you was just how funny you were the very first time I saw you. Like, I'll never forget the first time I saw you. You had on this brown, like, long sleeve zip up shirt with some blue jeans, and there was like 14 people at the open mic, and you just came in and you ripped that motherfucker. And I was like, who is this lady? She is so fucking funny. And I was like, every time I saw you after that, I was like, I hope I get to watch that again. Like, I just really enjoyed it. And as a comic, and Pat, you know this, there is competition. Like, you want to be able to compete with your quote unquote peers to do certain things. But like, for me, I've always watched you and just been like, man, I'm so glad I get to see this up close in person. Like, I've always been happy for you. I've always been proud for you to get all the things that you work so hard for. Because I saw you get hated on. And like, it didn't stop you at all. Like, that to me is just like the best feeling.
I think the other piece of it too is, like, you saw her do stand up. I just saw her being nice. Like, she'd come into Bob and Tom and talk to me in the green room. Most comedians don't talk to the producers. They'll say, hey man, what's up? Miss Pat like took an interest in every single person that worked there. How are you? What are you up to? And it stood out to like all of us against other comics because she was just a nice person.
It's crazy because her first time didn't really, like, it was shaky in the beginning. And it wasn't until she started being herself that she, that they fell in love with her like everybody else does. It's like, you were shy because, Bob and Tom was a big deal, and, you were nervous, and Eric had put all that shit in your head. And then it was just like, once you like broke down your own, it's like, I'm gonna just be me and let people love you for who you are. It's like, you blow up every single time when you're authentic to yourself and people get to see you.
Yeah, I mean, he was in my head when the first time I went to Bob and Tom, and I remember texting Dion saying, I was like, how I'm doing? He was like, you're dying. Tell him you got shot. And I was like, tell him I got shot. And I just told him, and I became interested. And after that, I never stopped getting invited. So, I'm just thankful. And
they love you too. Every time I go in, Tom, Christy, Chick, they all ask about you. They're all super happy for your success. Like, because they got to know you, the character piece.
It's Mark Maron. Let's take a break. 1 second.
You just got canceled for Mark Maron. We'll be right back.
I'm sorry, that was Mark Maron. I just invited him to my premiere. He's coming.
Oh, fun.
Nice.
Yeah, other than Bob and Tom, Mark Maron has more to do, like when you went on Mark Maron, that's really when Hollywood took notice, right?
When I went on Mark Maron, that is when Hollywood took notice.
It was John Rattler.
John Rattler heard me on Mark Maron, and when we was over in Canada, I bumped into Mark, and I was like, "Hey, all the people's here, and you one of the biggest reasons why this show, invite me on your podcast is what got Hollywood here." And I was like, "Can we get a chance? Can you come stop by the panel?" And I look up in the audience, and there is fucking Mark Maron. And I was like, "You got to come to the stage. This guy was listening to your podcast and brought me in to give me a TV show." And that was the first time Mark had ever heard that story.
Wasn't there something to do with Queen Latifah or somebody attached to her heard that podcast too?
Well, we had was a new Regency, quite a few people, and then they was trying to attach Queen Latifah in the very beginning, and it didn't work out. And so
to what your show to play Miss Pat?
No. They tried to attach her as a producer, like Lee Daniel.
Gotcha.
And so quite a few people. A studio will go out and get somebody else so they can hire the black writer or whatever. And Imagine went out and got Lee Daniels because they already had him, and said, "What do you think about her?" And Lee Daniels was like, "I'll do it." And so, we all became family, Imagine and Lee Daniels. So that's how we ended up at Hulu and BET. But it all started with Mark Maron. Mark Maron invited me to that garage, me telling that story. Mark Maron helped me get a book deal. And, then came along with the big push after that was Joe Rogan. So I'm just thankful. I'm so thankful for, the last few years of my life and, how I've grown as a comic, how I've grown as a producer, how I've grown as an actress, because I'm a girl, so I'm an actress, right?
It's they, them, whatever.
It's 2022. You can be whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want. You'll piss somebody off.
Your voice is an actor, so.
Yeah, your voice is an actor. Your vagina is an actress.
I was talking to somebody this morning. They said, I called her daughter Janelle on my show. She's Janelle, but her name is Brianna. And I'm talking to her about something yesterday morning. She was like, "Well, won't you clear your throat? Your voice is so raspy." No, she said, "Your voice is so raspy. Are you sick? Clear your throat." I said, "Janelle, this is my fucking voice in the morning." She said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "I sound like the dad in the relationship. I know Janelle." But anyway, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I truly appreciate y'all. Please don't forget August 11th, which is this Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
This Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Thursday. Don't please wear that fucking app out. I mean, even if you watch it, just let it run. Please.
And be tuned in on Wednesday when they drop the...
Yes, and I'm going to try to drop something in the Craig Baby group to let y'all know exactly when what time is going to come on, because it's a surprise to everybody, but I'm telling y'all first because that's what I do. But please fuck that app up on Thursday. I mean, put it on your computer, put it on your TV, put it on your Apple Watch, put it on your iPhone. Let's rock the bell, y'all. Because this second season, oh my God, it's so fucking funny.
Dude, the first episode is a trip.
Yeah, and you might get to see it Wednesday if I can get the correct time out of the ass. Now, with that, that's the end of this podcast. And I appreciate y'all. Go to MissPatComedy.com. Austin, they still got tickets available. DC, I'm sold out. Thank you, Phoenix. And please pay attention because I just added Indiana, September the 24th with D.L. Hughley, Little Duval, and Ricky Smiley and myself at the Marat Theater. Go and get your fucking ticket so you can come laugh.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of The Pat Down. Make sure you check out my website at MissPatComedy.com for all of my social media, my tour dates, my book. Make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Please rate and review. Please rate and review and share. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I've been Miss Pat.